Hello students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. As part of utility analysis, we are discussing about one of the important law, the law of dimensioning marginal utility. The law of dimensioning marginal utility theory was introduced by Australian economist called H. Goosen in 1854. The name was given by Marshall. So Jevons called it's a Goosen's first law. Okay. According to this law, as one individual go on consuming a commodity, the marginal utility obtained from its additional unit goes on dimensioning. Please remember students, sometime even in the exams, in the competitive exam also, they will ask what is the Jevons Goosen's first law. You read as first law, Goosen's first law. Who has called it? Jevons has called. So who has given that law of dimensioning marginal utility, which was introduced by H. Goosen and name was given by the Marshall. So this is very important theory to understand how consumer, when they are consuming additional unit, because when you go to a restaurant, how people would supply the food items, how their marginal utility will be coming down or how they are maximizing, which will be explained. For example, which we already discussed some example now, when a man is hungry and starts get to eat the roti or a biryani, which you like the most, the utility is maximum for the first unit of roti. Just think of when you are so hungry, you are been to somewhere, you walked for a mile and you feel that your stomach is full of hungry. The moment you eat some part of your first rice, the satisfaction that biryani you eat will be very high. At the second time, by eating second biryani or the roti, slowly that utility will get less utility. It will not be, your total utility is not coming down, but marginal utility is coming down. That means by second unit also you are feeling happy. You are able to see. Or you can even take an example. When you watch first time movie, second time, third time, the utility will be varied. First time when you see the movie, you will get more excited. The level of satisfaction it will get. So if you like that movie, if you go second time you watch, since you know the dialogue, climax and everything, the level of satisfaction will come down, right, compared to the first one. So likewise it will be goes on the utility which will be reduced. Here how this theory works, the major assumption is standard unit. That means whenever we are taking, same unit should be taken. It cannot be first unit can be a big, second unit a small, or other way should not be there. So standard unit you will take every time when you are taking multiple units of commodities in this theory. So that is called standard unit. Identical product, that should be same product. You cannot take a different product, because when you take a different product, what will happen is level of satisfaction may vary from one to the other. No interval, that means no time gap also should be given. If a person starts eating, should not give any break, they should continue to eat. That is called no interval between the commodities which you consume. Consumer is rational. This is commonly applicable. Consumer is rational, that means a person who rational in terms of maximizing their utility and level of satisfaction, that you call as a consumer is rational. And constant prices, of course, when you want to buy additional unit of product, the prices should not go up or low, it should be constant prices. So these are the under the assumptions. When these all assumptions are fulfilled, when these things are there in the system, under these circumstances, if you start consuming a new product, you will be able to get your utility. If you see here very clearly the table and graph, this is very important for exam point of view. When you are asked to law of dimensioning marginal utility curve, you both table and graph has to be given. These numbers can be given any numbers. It's only in hypothetical numbers. So you can also change, instead of, like I said, first unit you get 50, but you can write 20 only. It's up to you. But the overall trend meaning has to be the same. Like if you see number of rotis we mentioned there, instead of like say number of biryani or number of apples, we mentioned number of rotis. Total utility, from first unit you got 50 total utility, that's also additional utility 50. So make it 50-50, same for the first unit. Second unit, what is the utility you got? Since you are hungry, you are feeling to have more. Second unit, when you take 75 utility, you got it. So what is the marginal utility? How do you get a marginal utility? Total utility, if you both you minus the TUN minus TUN, you will find this, that is 75 minus 50. You can see in the table bracket very clearly 75 minus 50, which is equal to 25. So what, that is the additional utility, right? From second unit, the utility which is they got it 25. Third unit, the total utility is 95 and the additional utility is only, that's the marginal utility is only 20. Fourth unit, total utility is still increasing, 110, that is the marginal utility is 15. And fifth unit, 120 units of utility you got it, 10 marginal utility only. When it comes to sixth unit, your total utility has not increased, it is constant. So what will happen to the marginal utility? From fifth unit to sixth unit, since it is constant, 120, 120, your marginal utility is 0. When it comes to seventh unit, your marginal total utility is 100. Total utility is declined now from 120 to 100. So that means marginal utility is minus 20. That is where I told you, when your stomach is full, if someone forces you to eat more and more, that your stomach might pain and you will get less utility. That also clearly reflects in the graph. That total utilities graph is in the red color. It has increased from 52 till 120, then it has come to 100. The marginal utility in a blue curve, if you see line that has started from 50, 25, right, your marginal utility is become 0. At what point? Unit 6, your marginal utility becomes 0, then negative with the 7 points where it crossed the OX axis. So that is where your negative utility which are reflected. So there are certain exemptions to the law of dimensioning marginal utility. LDMU is law of dimensioning marginal utility. Rare collections. Suppose if you have a rare collections, certainly rare coins, rare paintings, right? So you will not this applicable, because rare collections, sometimes even stamps, some rare collections, people would see that they would try to pay more, which will not apply this dimensioning utility. Antiquities, all this, because our satisfaction increases with every increase in the stock of these goods. People would drink liquor also, they will try to drink more as they get more of satisfaction as they consume more. Money also, as we mentioned, money as you accumulate more will not be there. Innovations also, as you create more innovations, you will tend to produce more and more such innovations. And fashion and beauty, of course, these are all never, people will be more happy to have more fashion towards that. Precious goods also, this may not be applicable for the large. So what is the use of this law of dimensioning? Which can be, tell you that it can apply in the progressive tax, to equal distribution of wealth, to use resources economically, to determine prices. The law of dimensioning marginal utility can be applied into these 4 major concepts whenever they want to apply. So please think about it, how this progressive tax, distribution of wealth, economic resources, and how a product price is determined by using the law of diminishing marginal utility. So with this, we are able to understand how measuring the consumer marginal utility, we can make use of certain implications for the economy. Thank you.